The following is a presentation of Foosball Radio. It's FoosTalk Live.
You talking to me?
Compelling and lively banter.
Are you going to talk to us?
Talking foosball.
Foosball was how I measured my value as a man. You took that away.
Players and fans, promoters and pros. Unedited and raw.
Talk.
Living in the moment.
We have a lot of important things to talk about.
All while practicing social distancing.
Cool. We'll talk. No big whoop.
Let's get this thing started. FoosTalk Live. Hi, I'm Tom Robinson, and I want to personally thank our Patreon pillars for their support of Foosball Radio. That includes James Sparky Castillo, Craig Topham, Chris Fuchs, Ekaterina Sarbolescu, Carl Fleischer, Jay Teal, David Kalla, Brian Schmid, Cameron Burrows, Mike Green, Jimmy Love, Dwayne Stewart, Judy Schober, Jamie Kunst, Rob Cutler, Reed Rector, Clay Toomey, Adam Gilson, and our friends from the 716 Buffalo Foosball Club. Thank you. Your support brings continued and expanding content from Foosball Radio as we cover the greatest sport on earth. Visit patreon.com/Foosball Radio to find out how to become a Foosball Radio patron. Learn more about the exclusive benefits we offer you. FoosTalk Live is brought to you by Original Leonhardt. The Leonhardt Tournament Model is the most popular foosball table at the ITSF World Cup. Designed and handcrafted in Germany. Order online and have it delivered to your door. Visit www.original-leonhardt-usa.com and use promo code FoosTalk to save 10% off your purchase price. Hey there, it's Tom Robinson. It's FoosTalk Live, episode number 157. I hope everything in your foosball world is going well. Looks like we're having some basic technical issues this evening, although we can work around them pretty well. Adam Gilson is on the road in Florida State. He's going to be joining us shortly here, as long as he can get his technical act up and running. And we may be joined by Michael Stahl from Michigan, who's going to be joining in to co-host this evening. Nonetheless, we're going to be talking about tournament foosball. This is a great weekend in Florida for the Masters Championship, formerly known as the Florida State. But things have been going well there this weekend. Nearly 200 people showing up at Clearwater, Florida at the Holiday Inn. And Rob Cadle of RK Foosball and the rest of his staff there have been working very hard to get things going and run a really good tournament this weekend. I don't know if you've been watching any of the coverage on Inside Foos with Adam Gilson and Randy Raposo and a few others that have been jumping in. They just wrapped up with the Open Doubles final, which was surprising because Tony Sprademan and Rob Morris had to come back through the losers bracket to double dip Blake Robertson and his partner, Kane Gabriel. Well, it almost happened for Tony and Rob. Not to give anything away, but they were not successful. It looks like Blake Robertson and Kane Gabriel took number one at the Open Doubles for Florida State, or the Masters Championship, as it's now called. So congratulations to those guys and some really exciting work this weekend. Really looking forward to the next time when that comes around next year, the Masters Championship may become a staple when it comes to playing foosball on the professional level. And thanks for joining us on Foos TV or on the Twitter TV this evening. We appreciate any comments or anything you'd like to add to our show this evening. But in the meantime, I'd like to kind of run down some of the results from the Masters Championship this weekend. We'll get to that in just a few seconds, but before we're gonna take some time back. We're gonna look back a bit on today's action with the flashback. With great moments in foosball history, this is a FoosTalk Live flashback.
4-4 now, game 3. Oof. This is championship point for Sherwin. Knocked back to the goalie. Can you put it away? Emma's defense solid.
Oh.
Oh, speaking of that zone,
Just got-
ready to go.
yeah.
I know. Oh, Emma loses it at 3. Sherwin, championship point. Pull kick position. And he puts it away. Long pull kick. And there's the fist bump. Wow, though. Midori. Emma put up a fight. Sherwin put up a fight. That is the future of foosball right there, Midori.
It certainly is.
And what a bright future it is.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Listen in next time for another great moment in foosball history. It's FoosTalk Live. Now, that particular match was last year at Florida State 2022, and Sherwin Pulowski, who won the junior singles match in that particular flashback, he is from Vermont, and he is one of the Pulowski family. He was very well known. When it comes to these young players, Sherwin and Luis, again at the Masters Championship this weekend, are there performing and doing very, very well when it comes to their competition. Their dad, Stan Pulowski, you may know him. He's an amazing player, and of course their mom, Cheryl. And congratulations to those guys. Let's take a look at some of the things that have been happening this weekend when it comes to the Masters Championship. Let's take a look at the beginners singles bracket. In third place this weekend, Riley Edwards of Florida came pretty close to winning this. Another Florida player in second place, Alex Jackmarts. Made it to second, but it was a Massachusetts player that took the first place in beginners singles. Chris Amaral, I believe that's pronounced. Of course, forgive me if I butcher your name, but that must have been quite some battle there with those players. We also want to mention that Aaron Croft of Michigan, a good friend of ours from Foos Gadgets, made it in fourth place with beginner singles. Again, congratulations to those guys. Terrific event this weekend for them. And the competition has been hot and heavy, especially when it came to beginner doubles. Eric Wilcox and Riley Edwards. There's Riley again in first place this time, but Chris Amaral and Brennan DeMalo made it to second place. They're both from Massachusetts, taking second place in beginner doubles. What a great event that was. This whole weekend, of course, our pal Adam Gilson has been doing play-by-play and doing quite an exceptional job with that. When it comes to the rookies, let's take a look at rookies. We have rookie singles. Shamin Yosef from Florida came in first place. John Garcia of Massachusetts, know John pretty well. He's a good guy. Came in second place. And there was Richard Herman, who came in third place in, again, rookie singles. I think we've got some signal now coming from Florida. Adam, are you there? Adam, are you there?
Had a little internet issue. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How's it going, Tom?
It's going well. We're just taking a look at some of the results from the Masters Championship this weekend. How are you feeling?
Oh, pretty good. I had a little mild cold that I was battling. But, ended up winning, feeling pretty good now, and
Cool.
watched a lot of great football this weekend.
So at the last time I was watching Open Doubles this afternoon, when you were doing some commentary with Randy Raposo,
Yeah.
it looked like Sprademan and of course Marius were going to come back and double dip Blake Robertson and Kane Gabriel, but that didn't happen.
It was very close, as these things often are, but yeah, Kane and Blake caught on fire, came back, and put it away in the second set.
Nice. Wow, that's awesome. No, it just you just can never count out Blake Robertson. He's a tough competitor, and of course, Kane Gabriel was doing a fantastic job in the pit.
For sure. Well, I think I don't know. I have to talk to them. I haven't talked to them about it yet, but I feel like that Kane's presence gave Blake some license to play in a way that he doesn't always play. I think. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to talk to him about it. But yeah, it was great play. I mean, I still think if anybody is, with the Inside Food subscription, I don't think it was on. I don't think it was on Twitch. But if you do have the Inside Food subscription, you have to have a look at that.
Yes.
The winners bracket finals match and see Blake play in a way that we have not seen Blake play in a while.
Blake is,
It was incredible.
yeah, Blake is a gifted player to say the least. I know that, of course, when he was at the Worlds in the Tornado Worlds in what was it 2021, did an astounding job.
Yep, him and Ryan won.
Yep,
Hmm.
astounding job.
Open
So
doubles, yeah. But I mean, even then, even though he was playing great, I don't wonder Ryan Moore it has that effect on him. You know, Kane Gabriel has the same kind of effect
right, he feels
because he played lights out in that match, and it's definitely worth watching to see that. He was incredible.
yeah, especially in that second set. Of course, they were probably just fighting for their lives, and he just didn't give an inch.
So yeah, there's been a lot of great football this weekend.
So when did you get there exactly?
I got in Thursday. My flight was a little delayed. I got in Thursday around 7 p.m. Got to the room, got settled, went down, worked on getting everything else kind of set up, and yeah, it was. It's been just nonstop football since.
And the attendance is what, close to 200, something like that?
At least plus or minus, it's in that ballpark. I haven't had a chance to talk to Rob Kittle yet, the tournament director of Arcade Goose, but it has been. There's been a lot of people here. I can tell you that much.
Right. Yeah, that's excellent. So good to see that kind of turnout yet again. It seems to be a trend now that these tournaments are getting a higher than expected return.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where this one sets. If it's as much as less than last year's, but
Hmm.
at the same time, you think about what was going on. There's so much more foosball happening this year than last year. People have to kind of keep an eye on what tournaments they want to go to and what kind of makes sense for them logistically. So, if this is where they're at, if it is a little bit less, and that's good too, because there's a lot of foosball out there for everybody.
Right, right. Hey, I just wanted to talk to you. I know I was watching one of your play-by-play events when it came to junior doubles
Oh
earlier
yeah.
today. What a surprising match that was. The finals between Sherwin Pulowski and Maven Wilkie from Florida versus Grace and Scott. And Grace, forgive me, I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Yeah, it was Polinsky. I didn't know how to pronounce it either. I'm not looking at it. I don't know, but yeah, it was amazing. And you saw the running up to that was the elimination bracket final,
Right.
and it was just great to see. And as I said, like I teared up. I got really emotional watching that because the folks were helping, play. It's just awesome. You love to see it. And the reality is, I don't really care if they ever play another game. You want them
Right.
to keep doing it, but it doesn't matter. They have that moment with their family and their friends. That's huge, and that's all that matters. I think that's why we come to these tournaments in the
That's
end.
all that matters, yeah. And Sherwin, we've been playing against him here in the Northeast now for, well, at least 3 or 4 years. We've watched him grow up on the table, and he's always been a beast. But now I think he's coming into his own for sure.
Yeah,
But
I'd agree. Yeah,
yeah, really, really, and what a great family! Of course, Stan Pulowski, Cheryl, his wife, and Luis, and Sherwin. All really, really great players. So,
yeah.
congratulations to those guys this weekend.
But actually, I was doing a match right as the FoosTalk Live started, and that was with Stan and Louis Pulaski playing JLI and Chris Carson, local players here,
Yes.
and it's fun to see them play the level they play at. And I actually stepped away because Randy Raposo was sitting in there. He showed up this weekend, and asked to play, do a match or two, and this was great. So I let him just here, just do your thing. So I stepped away from it.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so have you caught much of a break this weekend when it comes to play-by-play?
No, once I get going, like I don't start at noon, but like I'm not going to do these 14-hour days. It's
Right.
just not. It's not going to be a reality.
Yeah.
So no, it's been a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed. I go to these things. I take time away from my wife and my son and my own personal life to do this because
Yeah.
this is an absolute joy to be involved and to do whatever I can to help foosball be foosball.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Incidentally, we're now joined by Michael Stahl. Hello, Michael. How are you?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What up, buddy? How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing good, man. I wish I was down in Tampa with you fine people, but you know, can't make them all.
Can't make them all, no. But yeah, I'm glad. Glad to hear from you. I wish both of you all were here. This is one heck of a tournament for sure.
Dude, it looks like it, man. So I was watching a little bit on and off. Kind of tuned out right before that final game. In that, I think it was a first set, open doubles. Did Blake and Kane get it in the first set, or was that two?
Yeah, went to the second. They
Second
got
set.
they got they got basically rolled in the first, and then it went to fifth game, but not overtime. I think it was 5-3
Ah,
in the
so it was
fifth
the
game.
second
The
set
second.
I was watching.
Yeah, yeah. And then Blake went on out on fire, and it was good. Blake and Kane did what they can do as a team.
Yeah, Blake looked confident, man. I was thinking like you know it looked like the same Blake we have been seeing the last couple of
Yeah,
years because he
Right.
kind of like he hasn't like made a ton of finals this last year um, during the season, and so like it just kind of looked
yeah,
like Blake of 21, I
Yep.
guess.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I'm curious to see how that plays out for him throughout the rest of the season. I don't know. It's not going to him a money ball earlier this year. He's got his own life and stuff that he's doing, but it's good to see him playing here.
Yeah,
Local
he's
local
playing good.
tournament for him. Oh gosh, yeah. And I don't know what level of tour he's going to be on the rest of the year, but I'd love to see it. I want to see him do that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I'm standing in the middle of the lobby right now, foosball tournament, talking to myself, and people keep staring at me.
Who's that?
Justin Shaw just gave me a weird look, and if Justin Shaw's giving me a weird look, I know something's amiss.
I love it.
Shaw's the best, man. I love Shaw.
I'm just on Discord. Hi. Yeah,
You can be my
I'm not gonna
scare anyone out of the room.
Yeah, I know. I'll be. Yeah, I'm a foosball scarecrow. Yeah, if anybody touches these tables, they'll have to look at the weird dude talking to himself. All right. Okay. All right. There you go. That's
See,
live boots on the ground reporting there
it's
from
only
Florida State.
we know it.
Justin
We know
Shaw.
it's you, Adam. We know that's what you normally do anyway. So
Yeah.
it's
Just
usual.
stare at everybody.
Yeah.
You know, shout at myself. But anyway, hey, Michael, what's the next tournament you're going to?
uh, that is a good question. So I was thinking about coming to Texas, but um, I don't know, man. I'm thinking about taking like maybe a slight break until Worlds. So
Okay.
Worlds could be
Mm.
my next one, but I'm not real sure. Um, had a lot of fun playing with Ron Olson out there in Vegas.
Yeah.
We ended up
Yeah.
finishing ninth, and it was a lot of fun. He's just a super cool dude to play with. So um, thinking about going to Texas and playing with him, but I also have some life stuff I need to take care of,
Right.
like
Right.
just like fixing up my house and stuff. So I just kind of need to make the grown decision to maybe be more disciplined.
Oh,
Yeah.
never grow up, man. Never do that. Take my advice. Never grow up. No,
Right.
but no, we're looking forward to seeing you back out there. Of course, whether it's Texas or Kentucky for Tornado Worlds, that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely enjoying myself a lot this year, just playing, just kind of being in the moment a lot.
So naturally, Adam, we got to ask you the question. Now that you're at another tournament, well, how's the food? What's up with that?
Well, they have a restaurant here, but it's been closed for the last couple of years. So what they do is they have food trucks, and the food trucks are pretty decent. So it's
Yeah.
been nice. There's a fancy restaurant. It's a fancy ass restaurant in the parking lot here called Bascom's. But if you look at their menu, there's no prices on the menu, which
Oh.
tells you you should probably just get you some McDonald's. Yeah, you don't mess with that.
Well, this is
So I know.
one of those restaurants where if you have to ask the price, you can't afford it.
Right. Anytime you look at the menu and you see the two letters that say MP for market price, it means get out.
Now,
Don't do it.
Leave, run.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not in that tax bracket, bro. Run
That is
away.
funny, man.
So,
It's
yeah.
it's like
So,
you're spending your entry fee for the weekend on an entree.
right?
oh yeah, it's a Dunsky. It is done. So I run back in unless you need me for any other questions or anything, but I kind of want to make sure
No.
that everything is copacetic in the whole
Yeah, we just wanted to
pit
get an update.
table.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
man.
next weekend is Illinois State.
Oh yeah, no, I know, and we're going to talk about that. And do we have a guest for Foos Week? Do we have?
Well, we'll just
to
have to
talk about that tournament?
we'll have to look into that. I think we can probably
We'll have to look into that.
rustle somebody up from Illinois State.
Cool. Yeah, it looks like I don't know who won that match on one, but it looks like we have a expert doubles first going. Oh no, that's on two. So I'm assuming I think Jacob Balfour's won pro singles. The way he's been playing this weekend, I'm not that surprised.
Pro singles, I can tell you that.
I was
And,
gonna
Yeah.
ask
yeah, it's
about pro
Jacob
doubles.
Balpus. Yeah, it was Jacob. Jacob took pro in first place, and Kenneth Dale took second place, and Cody Byrie third.
Okay.
I mean, this
Nice.
Kind of what you'd expect. Pro doubles, the final is just got called. It's Louis Pulowski and Stan Pulowski versus Mike Yord, Kevin Westcott. Oh, that's a good call on one. I'm gonna skedaddle.
there you go. Cool, man.
All right, it's been a pleasure talking to you two, and I will
Likewise.
talk to you
Yeah.
again soon.
Yeah, and
Enjoy, man.
safe
Enjoy the rest
travels,
of the
and
weekend.
we'll catch you Tuesday night.
Okay, sounds good.
So, Michael,
Oh, I just ran it. I just ran into a bunch of parks here. What's going on? I'm trying to Trevor and Vivian Park. Like I physically almost hit them. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm trying to. How do you, I never am on the phone. Oh, there it is. Okay, all right. Bye, y'all.
see ya.
See you, man.
Wait, like seriously, hold on. Like, look at.
There
Did
you go.
I totally almost hit them. They don't want to be on camera. Okay, bye.
See ya.
See,
Wow,
that's
that's
funny.
great. No, it's just
Trevor and V are always like they're at a lot of tournaments these days, man. They've
Right.
been getting around.
Yes.
It's nice to see. Trev is like probably one of my top 5 like favorite dudes on a foosball table.
He is one of those people that you get into a conversation with him, and he very quickly he seems to be, first of all, is a very thoughtful but very kind individual.
Hmm.
But he had been on the show once very early on for FoosTalk Live, and he did some pretty funny stuff. But the first time we actually met in person was at Texas State in 2021. And in fact, it was near the end of the weekend. I was just standing waiting for the elevator to get my gear down to the lobby to check out, and he and V came by, and we stood there and talked and waited for the elevator for quite some time together because the elevator was very busy. But
That's funny.
as it turns out, it was great to just to get to know him briefly there. And again, V, she was very nice too. So yeah,
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
class act.
Well, the thing is about V is she's actually a beast. A lot of people don't realize that she can play
Yes.
some pretty high level foosball, not only as a goalie, specifically in mixed or in women's doubles or whatever, but she's a beast on the 5. She's
Mhm.
got a really nice 5. She can shoot the ball. She's a great player, man.
Yeah, no, and it's no wonder. I'm sure that would be like a requirement to live in the same place with with Trevor. It's like,
Oh, for sure.
you
And
know,
that's got to be a big reason why. I mean, she's got Trev, so.
right? Absolutely. So, man, let's catch up. What have you been up to? What's new?
Not a whole lot, man. Just I don't know. I'm kind of in a weird place where like I'm working a lot.
Mhm.
I've got an inventory coming up for my job at Walmart, so we're going to be counting like 8 million in merchandise next week, or I guess
Right.
no, actually in like 4 days.
Wow,
And yeah,
that's
so
huge.
putting in a ton of work right now, and it's just kind of conflicted with the Illinois State Championships.
Mm.
Kind of bummed about that because I mean I love going to Illinois. I feel like every time I go to Illinois, I win an event,
Do
and
you?
it's just always been that way, man. Since I was like I've been going there, and some people that go there and have gone there, like I have every year,
Mm-hmm.
know that it's just such a high quality event. And
Right.
Don Shalafo is like he's the best,
He
man.
is.
He does it the best.
He is
So
legendary. I mean, and it was early on that he joined us on FoosTalk Live, and just really classy guy, but just what a lot of fun to talk to. Just really seems like he's just enjoying life in general. But looking forward to maybe we'll get a chance to talk to him on Foos Week. Where, we'll see maybe before or after the big tournament if he's got time.
yeah, I just love Don, man. Like he's so quirky and he's got so much love for the game, and you can see that he has never really grown tired
Mm-hmm.
of being in the game or being around the people. Like it's just his family, and he just embraces every aspect of it and that's one of the reasons why I look up to him. Is he's
Yeah.
just, I don't know, man. He's just the longevity of his career and his time in foosball is really cool and impressive.
So what are the prep activities that are taking place right about now for Michigan State? What are we thinking here? What's going
Yeah.
on?
So we're working on getting some sponsorship. I want to get some extra money to make it a little bit more interesting. Um, just whatever we can do to pad that payout, for the
Mm,
players, and uh, going to restaurants and seeing what businesses have worked with the Hilton that we're hosting the tournament at.
mm-hmm.
I'm finding that a lot of places are partnered with the Hilton and the city of Lansing, right? And like the
Right.
nonprofit, the Greater Lansing Sports Authority, who's assisting us with a lot of work and networking and resources and stuff, and just kind of building like the infrastructure of the event,
Mm-hmm.
the foundation. So right now is mainly about how can we make this different and cool. And so we're working on just making some tweaks. We still have to vote on the Hall of Famers, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't have
Okay.
anything for that yet. I've got a pretty good idea who I hope goes in. I won't mention that right now, but there's some pretty deserving guys and even girls that uh, we're looking at. But the focus right now is on the experience. Like, how can we elevate this thing? How can we
Right.
do better than last year? So we're working on that right now.
Yeah, I know that we've had conversations about this in the past, but I'm wondering if you could just give us a little insight as to
Sure.
the mindset, because I'm thinking about Rob Cadle right now from RK Foosball, who's really kind of in the middle of this what do you call it, chaos at a tournament. I mean,
Yeah.
for a lack of a better term, what is going through his mind? Give us from your perspective. What do you think's going through Rob's mind at this point?
Well, I mean, he's kind of the big cheese down there,
Yep.
right? Like he runs the show.
Sure.
He's networked with everyone. He's got a strong relationship with most people down there, and people love Rob, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so they want to show up for his events. I love that he's branded this thing like he has, right? The
Masters.
Master Series.
Yes.
Like it's just a little different, right? It's a little bit catchy, it's a little bit different, refreshing. It's not just the Florida State Championships, like and I've actually thought about changing the name of my tournament too.
Oh, okay.
Um, the last couple years I've considered doing like a Great Lakes Classic,
Ah.
but
Oh, I like that.
it would be cool because it incorporates more of a regional scale.
Yes.
It's not just focused on Michigan, but then some of the guys they like that there's a Michigan State Championships, right?
Yep.
So I've thought about maybe running another tournament in Michigan, like 6 months on the opposite end of Michigan states, and calling it the Great Lakes Classic.
Okay.
Maybe doing it in the summertime, but that would be like a 24 aspiration, not so much this year.
Yeah,
So.
I think
Um,
there's certainly room, especially within foosball tournaments. A bit of rethought of branding. Rebranding some of the things that we've come to know. Those traditional state
yeah,
tournaments. That makes a lot of sense.
well, that's one of the most important things I think for any production is the marketing aspect of it. And
Right.
that's one of the things that I love the most is like how can I sell this? How can I package this thing well enough to inspire people to take the time out of their lives to spend it
Yeah.
at this place doing these things that I provide. And it's almost like it's a challenge to keep bringing like a new product or like something different or like exciting
Yep.
so that these people are inspired to come, and that's the hardest part I think, but it's the funnest part I
Oh,
think.
and you think about like with the Bardo this year, it's being held at a very large water park,
Yeah, that's
which
another good one.
yeah, it's like what a unique idea.
Yeah,
Something.
so is it Bo Kenner and Sissy Whipple?
Yep. And I
I
believe
believe.
Brad Lorene is also involved.
Yep,
But
yep,
it's
yep.
yeah, there's something to be said for establishing a place where you can have a foosball tournament, but also have a family vacation simultaneously.
Yes. and I think they'll do really well there.
Hmm.
Um, I looked at a lot of the info on that tournament. I was actually looking to go. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, but I definitely will recommend that people look into it
Oh
because
yeah.
not only, and I've never been to a Bardo, so like it's always been a big one for me to want to go to try. This year I wanted to go to different tournaments
Yep.
that I really hadn't experienced before, and I kind of fell into a couple opportunities that I couldn't resist, like going to Costa Rica. I've been there before, but it was at a different venue, which was nice.
Hmm.
Just like new experiences I'm looking for. That's what I've been looking at this year. Like I really wanted to go to um, this Bonzini tournament. It's the North Carolina State Championships.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That
Robert Yates Jr. is putting that thing on, and dude, it's a sweet looking event.
it really. Yeah. It
They're
really.
working with the Boys and Girls Club,
Hmm.
and they're going to be getting money together, and uh, they've got sponsors for the event. Like they're doing really well. Like the promotion and the production so far has been pretty high scale,
Yeah.
and they're getting charities involved, and it's just awesome getting the kids involved. So I like that.
I know Hannah Smith, who's been helping us out lately with Foosball Radio. She's definitely going to be there. She's going to that specifically
Yeah,
that tournament.
I'm bummed out. I had to tell her today that I couldn't go.
Ah.
We were going to play mixed, and then I was going to play open doubles with Robert. But
Oh.
it just didn't work out for me. Like,
Okay.
um, I think I'm trying to put too much foosball in such a little amount of time. And like I went to Kentucky, that was a great time. Then I
Hmm.
went to um, Portland, Oregon, then Costa Rica, then Vegas. So
Wow.
those are
That's
four
a
big
lot.
ones right in a row.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
foosball. Michael, no one would ever fault you for that. I can guarantee it.
Dude, it was great, man. I've had a great. It was a really fun year.
Talk
So
about
far
Costa
in
Rica. What was
playing.
Costa Rica like?
It was great, man. It's just the lifestyle down there is just a little bit different, and everyone's so welcoming.
Mm.
And I'll never take a third time out ever again in my life.
Oops.
Dan Barber knows what I'm talking about.
It happens, especially when it's that
It was
warm.
rough.
Was there air conditioning in the foosball hall?
No, but it stayed cool, man. Like it was the weather wasn't too bad. Like
Okay.
it was warm, but it was comfortable. I sweat my butt off maybe one day where I had to take my shirt off and actually play without a shirt and just
Wow.
swimming trunks and flip flops. But other than that, dude, it's so worth it. Just
Yeah.
go. If you guys are thinking about it, go check it out, see why it's unique,
Oh, it's a
you
must.
know.
Yeah, there's no question that, and especially because of the connection with Brandon Munoz and his family. They sound like great ambassadors for Costa Rica.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um, I think that there's a lot of tournaments that are being promoted right now.
Hmm.
And it's such a good problem to have that you're like, oh snap, like which one should I pick? And you're trying to figure out what your tour looks like for that year.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's cool to be having problems like that. I just wish I could make them all. Like,
Right?
and if I could, man, that'd be sweet.
You think about, well, you get to be my age when I'm right on the southern side of 65, and I think about if I could just retire from my full time gig, which I'm not
I
going to be doing,
understand.
right? Then
Yeah.
I'd be making a schedule. I'd be out there probably 5 6 times a year, hitting the tournaments and broadcasting and playing, But
Oh, for sure.
we're gonna have to wait. I think I'm gonna have to
It
work until I'm 85. So,
Hey man, I think my retirement age is like 75.
right? Yeah.
Or maybe it's probably even worse than that, dude. Like the the younger generations that are coming out and going into the workforce, they're actually they're looking at later and later retirement
Oh,
ages.
yeah.
And I think mine's like pretty out there.
Well,
But honestly, it is what it is, man. You could strike gold. You
you
could
could.
do something crazy that allows you to do what you love to do. Or you could work really hard and just gradually get there, right?
Store up the funds and just do it. Just go, do that thing they did back in the 70s. Just hop in a van with a bunch of players and go from town to town and just play foosball.
I would love that. That's been my dream, man. I was looking at about 2 years ago. I was looking at schoolies for
Mm-hmm.
converting them, and then I was looking at conversion vans just to
Nice.
seriously just pack everything up, sell everything, and then pack everything up that you know is relevant to me in
Mm-hmm.
such a small space, and just hit the road, dude. Just like go to as many tournaments as I can. I'm 20. I can probably get a job after I burn out from doing that and
Yep.
be just fine,
Yep.
right? Like
Exactly. Got all
I'm
the
in my
energy in the
20s,
world.
so
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So I wanted to kind of circle back to tournaments, and you mentioned earlier, how difficult it is to get to all of the tournaments we want to go to. What do you think when it comes to professional foosball as a whole? Should there be a specific number of majors every year, and then regionals go, of course, in the second tier? How do you think that should be structured, and what do you think would be the happy medium when it comes to scheduling all those tournaments?
it's tough because it fluctuates, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it goes up and down with the economy.
Right.
Right now we're feeling the effects of inflation, and
Right.
so it's still astonishing that we're seeing the turnouts that we're seeing right now
Oh,
with
it
the
is.
economic health that we're living in.
Mm-hmm.
And some people aren't as affected as others, but um, like me, I've been pretty fortunate working my job at Walmart that like I haven't really
Sure.
been affected too much, and I'm not married or anything. I don't have kids,
Mm-hmm.
so I make a decent enough wage to be able to go to some of these events. But to answer your question, Tom, I would say like three majors. I would
Okay.
say three majors. You do one almost quarterly. Um, you got the Hall of Fame Classic, which is great. You got nationals, and then you've got the World Championships. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, that may be one major too much because for me, I'm going
Okay.
to go to two right now. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
Um, but it just depends. I feel like nationals is lightly attended,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
or at least it has been. I mean, in my experience, just kind of watching the brackets and stuff like that.
Right.
There was a really pretty well attended nationals in Denver, and I think it's just when you do it and where you do it.
It's uh, it's
So
it's
if
it's
yeah,
timing
go
though,
ahead.
right? It's just a matter of timing. I mean, you have to kind of
Yeah,
work this schedule out. Maybe what it requires then is establishing something that is um, preordained. Like, okay, here's the amount of time we have in a year. Where do we strategically place these things, and then kind of lock them in every year at the same time?
yep,
Look at the way the golf tour is. The Masters in Augusta takes place in the same weekend every year.
yep.
Of course, they're much more established. They have a lot of money and this kind of thing. But I think maybe to borrow a little of that to apply to the tournament schedule every year might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I think that we could work together too. I think
Mm-hmm.
that working together as one united force for events is probably a good call. You've got so many different regional events that are within weeks of each other. And
Right.
it's like, I mean, there's what, 52 weeks in a year? Like,
Mm-hmm.
we could probably space that out a little bit more strategically.
Yes.
Um, but I do like that. Like, I know with me, like, I'll reach out to the people that are running tournaments within my region,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'll let them know first, like, hey, I'm planning on doing a Michigan State's October 13th through the 15th this year, which is
Mm-hmm.
what the date is. And then they'll come back to me and say, okay, cool, that sounds great. Like we plan on our event having this date, and I try to work with them and bring some players to their tournament. Like I've really worked hard on supporting the Midwest,
Right.
right? Like these last couple of years, like I have only missed a small like two Wisconsin State championships since like they really started going uh, heavy and they've been going hard with that event.
Oh yeah.
Same with Illinois. Only two out of the last like maybe even 10 years for Illinois.
Okay.
And just two great events, man. And I'm hoping Ohio can pull a state championship together. Or maybe Iowa, or it's cool seeing South Dakota do their thing, and Minnesota's coming out with one
Minnesota.
now.
Yes, Minnesota. In fact,
Like,
that's a really good point. Minnesota is actually doing a GoFundMe page, I believe,
Yeah, like
So that would be.
organized foosball
Mm-hmm.
is it's evolving, Tom. Like it's catching fire and people are getting involved and they are energized and like it's a big move in foosball right now these last couple years and you're going to see that effect start to take place more and more
Yes.
as we kind of like journey into the future of these events. And dude, they're great events, man.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So
it's your generation really that's inheriting what has come before, and how you especially as you're and I hate to put you in a general category, but you could be the innovators. Here are the things that
yeah.
worked in the past. Here are the things that didn't work. Let's let's look at that and then move forward with that. Um, you know.
So yeah, I totally agree with you, man. I was listening to, I think it was Tommy Atkinson on
Hmm.
Adam's show that he has out.
Yes, my greatest.
You know, the My Greatest, which is a great series, by the way. Like,
Hmm.
what an awesome series to
Oh,
have, and
amazing.
just I love how thought provoking it is, and how it gets these players in these mindsets and moods where they can talk about these things that are really awesome to hear.
Hmm.
Um, but I was hearing him talk about how like he wants to give back to the community that basically saved his life, and like
Wow.
I couldn't agree more with him that that's kind of where I'm coming from too, is like that's why I promote. And you're seeing these waves of promoters that are coming in and doing these things, running these events, and they're really, really awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping for a Minnesota State Championships. I'd love to go up there and to play those guys like Belkos and all the great Minnesota players. And the history there is great too. Like I
Oh.
love the Hall of Fame ceremonies at a lot of these things because
Hmm.
you get legends that come out and you know, they get credits for their career, and you're celebrating history.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know if you heard any of the episode recently, but Cal Rogers joined us for FoosTalk Live,
Yeah, I
and
didn't hear that one, but I'm definitely going
oh,
to go back and check it out.
dude, it's he is such a great guy, but he also goes into detail about what it was like back in the day in 1975, and working for tournament soccer and of course Tornado at one point, but going out in these vans with a table and going to different locations like bars and occasional college campuses and setting up the table and just saying to people, hey, want to learn how to play?
Yep.
And going from place to place to place and doing this, mostly to promote tables, of course, but to promote the sport itself. And then
Yeah.
let these people know that they're stopping, and of course when they show them how to play the game, hey, listen, there's this $1 million tour we're doing. If you'd like to get a little piece of that, here's how you join up.
Yeah,
But
I think it's pretty awesome, dude.
those
I
guys
think he
were.
was doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, no kidding. And I mean, of course, at the time, he mentioned to us, we asked, the question was asked by one of our Twitter TV guests, one of our viewers, said, hey, were you guys making a profit back in those days when you're giving away cars? And he said, nope, never made a profit.
Really?
Yeah, never made a profit.
That's interesting.
Isn't it?
So like TS was never profitable?
Yeah, they were going to be. In fact, near the end, they were going to be bought by Atari. Atari was
Whoa.
trying to work out a deal with them, and if they did make the deal, they would have ended up, each of them probably multimillionaires. But
Wow, what could have been?
right, but it just wasn't to be. So, and
Hey
that's
man, we still got hope.
oh, we do.
There's still a chance that some crazy things can happen that may not be so crazy.
Right. It's about, like you say, coming together and really diving in, together to make it all happen. And of course, learning from the past while innovating for the future. You
Yeah,
want to
that's awesome.
you want to put that on a t-shirt?
Right. Let me get five. I need five of those in large.
But speaking of which, are you guys when you do your tournament? Are you going to be have any new tchotchke this year with Foos Gadgets and those guys?
Yeah, so I definitely want to do. a similar format that we did last year. We're going to have a new logo for the state championships.
Cool.
Just kind of refresh the shirt, make it look real professional. I mean, this is an event that is for athletes. We are going to treat you guys exactly as you should be treated, like professional athletes. And that's really what the slogan is all about. Is it's the tournament of innovators. We
Mm-hmm.
want to propel the sport into the future, and it all starts with acting like we're already there, right?
Yes.
Like behaving like we're already a $1 million game.
Yes.
And so that's really the energy behind what we're doing. Is we want to create this atmosphere that is bigger than itself, right?
Right.
um and I'm pretty excited to talk about another cooperation we'll have this year. So Foos Gadgets and Foosball Clubs USA will be presenting the Michigan State Championships this year. So it's not just Foos Gadgets. We've teamed up with Foosball Clubs USA,
Oh,
and we're
nice.
going to be doing some pretty cool things. I know last year I had O'Brien doubles and O'Brien singles, and that was junior doubles and junior single qualifier for the World Cup.
Wow.
And I'm hoping to do something similar again. I would love to get senior qualifiers. I'm going to try to have a senior doubles and singles at this year's Michigan State Championships that will qualify you guys
Sign me up.
for the World Cup. So
65
yeah, I mean,
65 and over.
well, these senior events they're popular, man. They're getting these players out, and these guys are jazzed up, and they want a chance
Yes.
to go and play for their country. And I think that senior is a little bit more open to like, it's not just like all the top masters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you're a pro player or like a really good expert player and you win and qualify, there's a chance that you could make it on the team, right? Like, I think it's more likely. And so a lot of these players that are kind of like getting up there in age, like, they're getting these opportunities, and you're seeing these senior events just be stacked.
Yes.
Like the senior doubles and singles in Vegas was crazy.
As it should be. Well, they'll teach you whippersnappers how to play this game, I
That's
think.
right, man. Wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi. Daniel-san.
So it's we value our older players. We value their input, their of course their experience and their time that they devoted to the sport, and of course now valuing the younger players coming up. That's a what a concept, Michael.
Yeah, we want to tip our hat to the youth and, give them an opportunity to get inspired by this game. But we also want to show our respect to, our elders, and to, to,
Yes.
to have the senior events and the history of the sport. Like, there's so many great experienced players that show up. Like, that's the majority of the clientele is going to
Mm-hmm.
be older, older age group.
Well,
So
especially people who just never want to stop playing, right? It's
yep.
just
And
that's
I,
it.
I think Foos Gadgets is a great partner for Foosball Clubs USA. And I'll
Yeah.
tell you why. It's because it's all about the future, right? It's about the
Mm-hmm.
technology aspect and how we incorporate it into the game to elevate it into something that it currently isn't, right?
Yeah.
And there's also big reasons why foosball has not made that jump or leap yet, right?
It's
Into
a
popularity.
it's like okay, the rocket has been taken to the pad and it's being loaded with fuel, and little by little we'll get closer to launch day when things really take off. If you'll forgive the
But
euphemism.
yeah, but you need the GPS to see where you're going. You need the
Yeah.
technology to help
Right.
illuminate the path.
Yeah.
You need shiny lights under the table, LEDs. You need these cool things that you can incorporate with modern day foosball to
Mm-hmm.
elevate it, to inspire new people into the game. Because, I mean, like, look at Belkos, right? Like, the kid
Yes.
won beginner singles at Wisconsin State Championships like 2 years ago,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Before that, he really wasn't known. He didn't play, but now he's winning pro. He's in the finals, if not in the semis of Open,
Yep.
and he's making the sport better. Like, players like that make the sport better. So if
So
we can,
and Jacob today, I mean, it was so impressive with he and Eric Heltner were playing against Tony and Rob in open doubles. I think semifinals. It was astounding. I mean, there was some really good exchanges there, and Jacob is fierce. I mean, he
he's
kept
the real deal, man.
yep, he kept at it. I mean, little things that he needs to learn to do, obviously, like just stopping and slowing himself down instead of quick shooting all the time. But
Or
he's
just taking that extra couple seconds in between games. Like he
yes,
just jumps right into the next game.
yep,
Like he played Tony in singles at Wisconsin State and had Tony down 2 games to nothing and literally waited 3 seconds to jump into the third game.
wow,
I would be sitting there letting Tony feel the heat. I
yeah,
would I would take a
seriously.
little bit extra time
Mm-hmm.
and let him feel that pressure. I mean, it's Tony, right? I get it. But
No, still.
still, man, like you're still down 2 games to nothing and hold on to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like like it's just a few little slight maturity things that he'll definitely pick up on
He's
and he'll
17.
he'll utilize.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's a
17.
smart player.
Yeah, he really is. The thing about being 17, I don't remember much about it, but it was, I know it was nowhere near that focused. Nowhere near. Not even close.
Yeah, that's a big deal too. Is like his focus. It's high level.
Oh, yeah.
But my whole point of bringing Jacob up was to say that the game, I think, has benefited from him being in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if me as a promoter, like I'm getting involved with Foosball Clubs USA, like I'm officially like the spokesperson, right? I'm going to talk about Foosball Clubs USA. I'm going
Excellent.
to advocate for them.
Yes.
Um, if I can get new people into the game, then they bring new aspects and talents and skill sets and energy to this game. We need as many new players, new people, new uh, pathways lit up
Mm-hmm.
to elevating this game, right? Like, what if Steve Murray was never a player? What if he was never a promoter? Like,
Mm-hmm.
he elevated the game to such heights that it's just incredible what he's done with the game. It's almost like it's like a Don Shalafo situation where you're a top player and a promoter. You won the world championships and now you're running events and you've got the state championship and you have elevated your region
Oh,
and the
yeah.
foosball in it.
Oh,
And it's like
significantly.
we need as many Steves as we possibly can get.
Mm-hmm.
And I think working with Foosball Clubs USA gives us the opportunity to maybe reveal new players in this game and new promoters and new energy. So that's where I'm kind of more focused on right now is just like how can I elevate, the game.
I just want to acknowledge for a second here, Drifter Radio, who is tuned into us on Twitter TV, on Twitch TV here. Has been chiming in all along, and I just want to give you a few of his gems here. He said
Sure.
that
That'd be great.
social media and foosball have huge potential, and he also said that age and blank doesn't matter in foosball. I quite agree with Drifter Radio. And then he says, thanks to Michael and Tom, keep elevating the game. Well, there's some reinforcement for you
Right
there.
on, man. Yeah, love to hear that, man. Thanks
Thanks.
for chiming in there.
Yeah, we appreciate that. It's these are those rare moments, kind of like the in betweens when we get a chance to really kind of bear down on the nitty gritty of this. And I do appreciate you jumping in when the things are. Jim Stevens, by the way, has been in Boston all week, not far from where I
Nice.
live. He's been with his family, and so he's not going to be back on air here for a while. So we wish him well and hope things work out well for him and his family too. I know that he's missing the foosball family right about now, but looking forward to having him back sometime. But Michael, I think we got to start rounding up the characters here. We got to start rounding up some people that we need to talk to about these things.
Yeah, man, for sure. I'm down with that. I can help facilitate that. There's a lot of people that have been adding a lot of value to the game, and
Hmm.
I'd love to hear from.
Okay, let's. Here's what I'd like to plan on doing. First of all, very soon we're going to be doing a whole series of women players. We're going to do a top 15 list of the top 15 women players of all time. and we have a few people lined up for that. But I also want to get into the junior players. I think we need to pool our resources, you and Foosball Clubs USA, and really do something and focus highly on the kid players very very soon.
I
For
think so too, man. I came up with a cool idea. You want to hear it?
I absolutely do.
Awesome. So, one challenge that we've been having, and I've been to a couple board meetings now. One challenge that we've been having is getting our foot in the door in a school, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
unless there's a teacher that plays or is intrigued enough to be curious enough to look into it and to test it out, like there's almost no common ground.
Right.
It's really tough, man. It's really tough to get someone to say, yeah, let's try it because it's so different, right? Um, so I'm coming up with a new program. It's called Beat the Pro for Charities.
Okay.
So basically, my idea, and I'm starting it in my school that I graduated high school from in Charlotte here, just south of, or yeah, just south of Lansing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're doing a Beat the Pro benefit for Relay for Life. So what I'm going to do is I just took the background check. I'm going to be officially a school volunteer here in the next 5 days or so. And
Nice.
before the end of the school season, I'll do my first Beat the Pro. And it's a way to get my foot in the door to gauge the interest, right? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to go in the school. I'm going to bring my tornado in there. And for one day during lunch, we're going to do a Beat the Pro. I'm thinking a brand new Xbox is what I'll
Oh,
have for a prize. I'll do
nice.
one game to five. If you can beat me straight up in a game to five for $5, you get the Xbox.
Wow.
I'm gonna go in there, guns a blazing. I'm gonna slap everyone and do it with like having a lot of fun and like doing slingshots, and I'll do
Yes.
aerials, and I'll be laughing and having fun with all these kids, and as a way to gauge the interest in the school. And so if a spark can be created, if there's interest, then I
Yeah.
will leverage it, right? But if there's not, then you just kind of have to move on and say, hey, at least we raised $400 for charity.
There you go. There you go.
And so I'd like to have this concept in every state where I contact one local pro and they do one, but I want to do one on film and edit it and make it look pretty sick,
Oh,
just so that I can captivate players out there to try it. I think it's gonna spread like wildfire, and it could be successful.
that is a really
So
great idea. And there's so many school districts out there. I mean, I'm maybe 10 minutes from our middle school here in upstate New York. Uh,
is that Mark's school?
no, Mark is actually north of us. He's about 3 hours north,
Okay,
in Plattsburgh area. But for us, I
gotcha.
mean, right here in Saratoga Springs, we've got several middle schools and high schools not far from where I live, and I'd be all over that, man. I'd love to do that.
Dude, it's awesome, man. And I think hopefully at some point we could have some kind of expenditure allotted for this program where we can offer up Xboxes or whatever.
Sure.
And you
Yeah.
never know, right?
Yeah.
Like we could really get some people energized to try this out.
Well,
And I think any pro could do it and just not lose and probably just have a good time with these kids.
we'd also like to give you full coverage for that. We'll certainly, for Foos Talk Live and Foosball Radio, we'd love to cover that.
I'm testing it out, man. I'm gonna see how it works.
Okay. Yeah.
It could go really well. It could be a dud, but you never know. I think it's going to be good. I think we'll have some success. So I'm excited
Especially
for that.
if you go to a school district and you time it out just right. Let's say when kids are just getting ready to go on vacation. Let's say there's a break coming up.
Yeah.
Where they can kind of relax and not worry about having to go to an exam or something like that, where they can
Yep.
kind of chill and get together with their buds and watch the pro the pro and see if they can basically get win that Xbox. I think that's just the coolest idea.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. There's a lot of kids that fall through the cracks that aren't inspired by football or basketball or soccer.
Sure,
And like Tommy was saying, foosball saved his life. I feel the same way.
ditto.
I was going down not a great path and was
Mm-hmm.
doing some turd-like things as a kid and just shouldn't have been doing those things, man.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
was, and I learned, and I found foosball, which kept me away from that.
yep.
Uh, and so now it's time to give back. And so it's like, what are we going to do to give back, Tom?
That's what foosball is meant to do, right? It's about it's not only camaraderie and family, but it's also competition and focus. And you've got to put a lot of effort into this. I mean, hours and hours and hours and hours of effort to even consider, standing at a state level tournament and to even have a hope of winning.
Yeah, I
So,
agree, man. And
yeah.
I think that it's feasible that in the next 5 years that Foosball Clubs USA can be expanded into a force that is financially strong. It is like the
Hmm.
infrastructure can be much more broadened and strengthened and have the advisors on the board and have the right people doing the right things and have the budget to do basically what we want
Hmm.
and to help allow individuals to have a little bit of that allotment financially to be a part of the program. Um, I think it can be like a lifestyle brand. I think that this it can be
Right.
bigger than life, and even before foosball goes crazy into popularity. I think
Hmm.
that's the first step is you get these programs with enough reach and enough people knowing about them first. I think that's important.
I
So
think one of the things that you could really get to parents and kind of convince them is to say, how would you like it if your kids did something fun and they put their phone down for a couple of hours, right?
yeah,
So,
that's a great point, man. I mean,
I mean,
there's a lot of challenges with the younger generation, and ultimately, I think it's just going to help evolve the game into the future to that point where we're big again. You
yeah.
know, we gotta do something, man.
Oh, it's you know what? Keep thinking about ideas, and of course, if you're listening to this right now, whether it's Twitch TV or on your favorite podcast platform, we want to hear your ideas too. I mean, this is an open
Yeah,
forum. Whatever you think of, whatever you come up with. Info at foosballradio.com is an address, or trob983 at gmail.com by all means. Or reach out to us on Facebook. And
yeah, that's awesome, Tom,
and
for
any
sure.
ideas, anything you can think of, you think would be innovative and make a difference. And
Yeah, definitely check out foosballclubsusa.com. And
yeah.
there's options to donate if you want to give to a great cause with the right movement behind it. We're doing a lot of organizing after John's passing,
Mm-hmm.
and we're kind of getting our balance again, and we're really broadening the foundation of this nonprofit organization so that it can be strong enough to hold up any kid that wants to get into this game,
That's
to
awesome.
offer them these opportunities. So, if you guys want to help support something truly, truly forward and a great organization, go
Yeah.
check us out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Mark Drollet, by the way, who's taken over from John O'Brien, is a terrific person. If you don't know Mark, he's a teacher dedicated to playing foosball, and at one point in his school district had 70 kids playing foosball. 70. I mean, just
Yeah, and they still play every day. He's
yeah.
sending me pictures of the speed bridge from Foos Gadgets, the new speed bridge. The kids are loving it, man. They're like,
Yes.
"Holy crap! I can hit a 15-mile-an-hour shot," and they just love it, dude.
Yeah, that's a really innovative idea too. Just to make it more interesting, so they can really kind of watch their own progress. See,
Yeah,
you start out at 15 miles an hour. How do you end up at 24 or 25 miles an hour? Hmm,
exactly. Like
technique.
there's a lot of cool things we can do to make this game cooler,
Mm-hmm.
Tom, and technology is gonna do it, man. And there's things that we haven't even implemented yet or even tried that I think will elevate the game, and hopefully we can show you guys that soon.
Well, we got plenty of time to talk. That's for sure. And Willover's going to be here Sunday nights, at nine
Yeah,
nine
for sure.
Eastern, and let's get together often and talk about these things.
I'm down, man. I'm always down to come on, and it's cool to talk about foosball and just hang
Well,
out and talk to your buddies.
oh yeah. Well, we talk about other things too, but. Yeah, no, it's exciting, and of course with the tournament season well underway, man, we're looking forward to so much great foosball this summer. That is here in the Northeast, if summer ever arrives. I don't know when that's supposed to be. It's way behind schedule, but what are you gonna do? So, Michael,
Yeah, hopefully someday we get some nice weather in Michigan, man. That'd be cool. We had one warm day, but that was about it.
that's about it. Yeah. No, it's been roughly in the 50s and raining every other day here. Although we get an occasional peak of sunshine, but yeah, it's been cold and wet. So, hell. So, any parting shots before we wrap this thing? I know you want to get back to your life, but anything else you'd like to talk about tonight, Michael?
Yeah, guys, just you know, just I really appreciate you having me on, and
Yeah.
it's been real, man. Any support for Foosball Clubs USA is really appreciated. We're hoping to do some cool things really soon that start expanding the program and having more of a presence and a bit of a relaunch of
Mm-hmm.
the nonprofit, a new
Okay.
look that we hope that would satisfy John O'Brien's vision for this thing. And he built such a strong foundation, and we're gonna be making that happen.
Awesome.
His vision. We're gonna be
Wow.
bringing that to light.
Yeah, it's that thing he started. He was the spark. Now be the flame, right? It's like, okay,
That's right, man.
let's do it. Um, hey, let's talk again soon. In the meantime, Foosball Radio and Foos Talk Live continues. We have Foos Week coming up on Tuesday night with Adam Gilson and Hannah and myself. Talking about Illinois State and upcoming tournaments every week. So tune in for that. It's 10 o'clock Eastern, and that is also 9 o'clock Central. But thank you so much for tuning in. And thanks again to Drifter Radio for chiming in tonight, man. Thanks for joining us. And let's do this again. Stay tuned now. We've got the latest episode of Foos Talk Live, Foos Beat. Foosball tournaments are everywhere. Foos Talk Live proudly presents a weekly update of events near you with the Foos Talk Live Tournament Beat. Here's what's up. Don't miss the $10,000 Illinois State 10th Annual Foosball Championship May 5th through the 7th. Poplar Creek Bowl, Higgins Road, Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Here comes the next OFA Tornado Foosball Tournament, May 5th through the 7th at Tailgaters in Ottawa, Canada. Tavern Players Magazine presents the Spring Foosball Tournament, May 6th. Hobbs Brewing Company, Ossipee, New Hampshire. Power Kick presents the 2023 North Carolina Bonzini Open, May 19th through the 21st at Snooker's Billiards, Raleigh, North Carolina, all to benefit the boys and girls clubs. Get ready for the Texas State Foosball Championship, May 26th through 29th at the DFW Airport Marriott in Dallas, Texas. The Canadian Pro Tour by Canada Foosball presents the Edmonton Foosball Championships, June 16th through the 18th. Edmonton Foosball Club, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. The Toronto Foosball Club presents the Tornado Foosball Tournament, July 14th through the 16th. Toronto Foosball Club, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's the 2023 Beachtown Beatdown, July 21st through the 23rd. Lake Worth Beach, Florida. More details coming soon. It's the Bardo Hearn Celebration Foosball Tournament, August 17th through the 20th at the Kalahari Resort, Round Rock, Texas. Make your plans now for the 2023 Tornado Championships, August 30th through September 4th. Clarion Hotel, Lexington, Kentucky. Each week, we do our best to give you the most up-to-date listing of foosball tournaments near you. If you have an event you would like to add, send us all the details at info@foosballradio.com. Tune in every week for the Foos Talk Live Tournament Beat. Foos Talk Live is a product of Foosball Radio. With gratitude, we recognize our Foosball Radio Patreons. Our Foos Talk Live sponsor, original-leonhardt-usa.com. And thanks to InsideFoos.com for use of their audio during the show. Tune in again next week for another episode of Foos Talk Live. In the meantime,
We'll see you foozin'.